What's up, guys? Revline89 here. Welcome back to another video. So the goal was to push the car out and jump it because the battery's completely dead. Well, because the battery's completely dead, I can't get it into neutral for me to push out of the garage. So that's alright. Doesn't really matter. I'll replace the battery myself. I tried to find a date on this battery just to see how old it was. It's Everstart group size 96R, 590 cold cranking amps and 725 normal amps. Serial numbers on here. I might try and scan it with my phone, the serial number, and see if we can get a date maybe. I don't know if that's even possible, but anyway, that's not what we're doing. We are going to replace the air intake system with S&B cold air intake. So, I can't wait, and let's get started. Alright, so it shouldn't be too hard to go ahead and swap this out. So as long as you got the right tools, you should be alright. Alright guys, so you guys get everything set up. This is how it's going to look. This is your sensor. So you want to put all those screws in, line it up right. Then it's going to go on like this. For the box, put the two bolts in like this. So it'll be facing out like this. And what you're going to do then, these boots down here might still be on your old, underneath your air intake box on your old air intake. So what this is going to do is this is just going to get pressed down in the boot to hold it, and then you're going to mount right here. So you guys see that hole right near my thumb, above my thumb, like right there. That's going to get mounted to the L bracket. So then we'll go from there. I'm actually going to take the box off because I don't need it. So I wish I would have done that before or thought of that before, but better late than never. The box, I mean, if you're driving in weather, see, this car is never going to see any rain. You know, it's a show car only. I want to maximize the airflow. So this box is actually going to block the airflow because I have a fully functioning hood. So guys, I've been doing some research and I've come to the conclusion after many hours of searching that the Ford Mustang, the original air box design is not that bad. It was the actual like top box and filter and the tube. So I'm thinking about customizing this air box, cutting it so I can use my filter, my aftermarket tube, and then this air box because I have a functional hood. So the closer I can get this to the box, you know, it pulls in the air from the scoop, is going to bring in more cooler air, and this thing points out in here to pull more colder air. This box, the design, I'm not too wild over it. I think it's restrictive. I'm not talking about the factory, the other aftermarket one. So either leaving it open or customizing this and seeing if I can mount this and get this to fit, because I can mount it in, let's see, it goes in like this. If I can cut the sides, then place the filter inside, then when the hood's closed here, it's going to allow me to pull in from the hood scoop, and also from the side here, and also from the top as well a little bit. So I think I'm going to get much colder air by doing it that way. So that is going to be the plan. I'm going to cut up the sides here and see if it fits. It might not work, but we'll see. Okay, so I got it to fit. There we go. How about I just do that? Shall I have it cut a hole in the hood and have the filter sticking straight out? I am just kidding. So this is how it would go if it was bolted in. Just get out of the way. Drop it down in. The filter fits perfectly, but there's one problem, which I think would be a pretty big issue, is you see how it's blocked off here? So this is going to cut out air circulation. Underneath it, it's open, so you can go down below, but I'm thinking all I need is this bracket here and the brackets on the side. I think I might cut the side out here. If I cut the side out, then we still got this box shape form, so when the hood comes down, it's still going to be right there. Again, this is all to optimize, you know, I want as much airflow, but I don't want hot air. After going over all the specs, and I have spent hours going over specs of your factory intake, aftermarket ones, how I'm going to do it is going to maximize the airflow and maximize how cold the air is. Sure, I could keep it open with no box, but then I'm going to be pulling air from all around it. Pulling air from all around it, that's great. But, you know, once the motor gets warm and hot enough, then you're going to be pulling in warmer air. Now, with that being in mind, if it's open, it's not going to pull as much air from this little guy as it would if there's a box right below this. So then it's going to pull in air with the box. So, with that being said, I'm going to get this box figured out here, because for one, it's going to pull some air that's over here, which is going to be cooler. Two, we're going to get pulling air from the top here, which will help pull from here. If I cut the box, if I cut it open to about, I don't know, if I cut down here, drop it down here and drop this and cut this open, this will stick out and we'll pull in air from over in here, which is better. Further away from the motor, better. So I think that's what we're going to go and do. So I'm going to cut out the side here a little bit and we'll see how this works. Really, I just need to cut out about right in here to right up in here. So we'll see. Alright, so we got the box cut. Now, as you can see, it's open. Everywhere is open. Now, my biggest problem is I want to get this up as high as possible to up in here. So when the hood's closed, it's up high. But it wants to lay down, and then therefore we're blocking a little bit of the airflow for underneath it. So what I'm going to do is, the goal is to get it to prop up a little bit higher. So we're blocking off the heat from the headers from this side. That's going to optimize pulling air from the top side and everywhere around here, and also through here with the hole right here. So this is optimizing the air intake system to ultimately be the best for this setup that I'm doing with my hood. So now, time to figure out how I want to get the air intake to stay up higher. Now, of course, once I tighten it even more, it's not going to drop, but you know, as time goes in vibration, it's going to lay back down, so we don't want that happening. Alright, now would be the goal to see where it exactly lays down. So let's get down here and see how it's gonna go. So as you can see, it's hovering right above it. Oh man, that is perfect. Almost perfect placement. In fact, when the hood's down, right there. So if I can get it about that height, it's gonna pull in a lot of air from the top, which is gonna be good for cold air. So I need to get it to stay up, the air intake. Okay, so it doesn't look pretty. This is just a temp solution. So I ran metal zip tie and I was able to tighten it over here, which brought it up. So now that it's up and setting on top of this, there's actually another option I have. If I could get it to rest on top of here, I won't need any zip ties. So what I could do is extend this out a little bit further, just a little bit, so I can get this at a better angle, which I can do with these clamps here. So I can extend that a little bit. Now that is going to push it close right here, so might not work exactly how I want, but right now this is doing the trick. So the metal zip ties, and now let's close the hood, see how it looks. I know you guys might be thinking, what in the world am I doing? Well, this optimizes, and you would be shocked at the difference cold air can make versus pulling in hotter air. So now that it's down, oh yeah, that's gonna go right there, right on top of that. Good, good, good. Very happy. So with that being said, again, the zip tie makes it look a little stupid, but do not worry. We'll figure out another solution for that, so it doesn't, so we don't need a zip tie, so it looks a whole lot better. I am looking at this right here. You see that little divot down in here? If we could have something like a metal rod going out and then propping this up, so a rod sticking out and propping it up, that'd be no issue. So that is another option. If we could have this turned more, so then it rests on here, that wouldn't be an issue, which we might be able to do. So I'm gonna try some things here and see if we can get it. Then we don't need the dumb zip ties. Okay, problem solved. So I put a bolt straight down through. There we go. Now the air intake will not be allowed to go past the bolt that sticks up. So we got it close enough to the air intake that's going to pull some air from the top. We kept it low enough that it's not too high to pull from heat that rises from the motor. So it's going to optimize pulling air down from below here and from the top and the sides. So extremely happy with this setup. It's gonna really help the performance versus the box that it came with and the old box. So very excited. And we are done. Nice clean look, optimized for both my hood and cooler air with maximum airflow. So that ends the air intake project. Stay tuned for more.